Welcome back to the channel. This is the IPP Education Hub. If you are struggling with ED and considering an IPP, or if you are partnering somebody going through the IPP journey and you have questions about what to expect, then you've come to the right place. Today I want to talk about something that was coming up for myself a lot, and I've also heard it from a lot of men that I've spoken with about the IPP, is what's happening to me all in my head, and is that why I'm unable to perform in intimate moments. So if you are somebody who feels kind of in that middle space where your body sometimes works, but for some reason the sex isn't working, then there still might be a solution in the way of the IPP. I've talked in this channel before about how prior to the IPP, I was able to achieve erections, but it was keeping them that seemed to be a problem for me. Now, for years, I was in my head thinking, is there something wrong mentally? And so, of course, when that starts to happen, it puts you on a tailspin of emotions that, of course, is going to lead you to be stressed out and basically unable to perform in intimate moments. And it was that kind of inconsistency that made me start to question everything. Is this just anxiety? Do I need pills? Is my body broken? Am I never going to be able to have sex again? How do I discuss this with my partners? All of these things started adding up, and needless to say, it created an environment that was much less enjoyable for myself. Now, it's important to mention that when getting an IPP, your medical provider will not qualify it if you are mentioning that it is because of some sort of mental blockage or something going on the mental side of things. In order to have an IPP procedure approved by insurance, it has to be deemed as medically necessary, meaning that your body isn't working the way that it should. And so the way that this aligns for me is my urologist and I did the test. We learned that there was venous leakage occurring for myself, but prior to knowing that, I had no clue, and that was creating this tailspin of emotions every single time that I was trying to be intimate with somebody. It was in these moments that I really started to feel frustrated with my body. And in a sense, I felt like it was betraying me because I could not rely on it or trust it in these moments that I needed it to operate and cooperate. And the more that those moments sort of compounded on one another, it just was not creating a positive environment for me to have intimate experiences. I would say that it was at this juncture in my life that I would say the intimacy started feeling much like a gamble. And at that point, I just was no longer satisfied with the way that my body was responding. And it was after speaking to my urologist that I realized that even if anxiety is playing a role, I still have something physically going on with my body here. And I just want to get both of those elements resolved. And so now that I have an IPP, I feel like I'm in such a great space because finally my mind and my body are working in unison. At the foundation of things, the implant has allowed for me to remove all consideration of performance anxiety because I know that it's going to work perfectly every single time. That has given me the ability to focus less on myself and wondering, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? And instead, I can focus on my partner. I can focus on the experience. I can focus on the moment at hand and enjoying it, which certainly relieves a lot of the stress that I was having. So if you've come to this video and you find yourself stuck because you're wondering, am I experiencing something physical or mental, then it's important to recognize that it could be a combination of both. And it's also important to realize that you are absolutely not alone. I was somebody who'd struggled with this for many years, and I've created this channel and content like this to help you better understand that if you are experiencing this, there are solutions and resolutions that can allow you to have really great intimate experiences that maybe you thought were not possible prior to understanding what an IPP was. So I'll conclude by saying that sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's physical, and sometimes it's both. So go talk to your urologist and see what your options might be. But before you do that, be sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on the notifications so that you are in the loop every single time I release a new video here at the IPP Education Hub. as always, thank you for watching, and be kind to yourself and be kind to others.